Coach Tim Banks. Please raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. Rob, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Patrick.
I think it was just because you followed Sam's.
That's right.
Coach, how big of a deal is it that coach changes on your staff, facing the board? Is that kind of stuff overblown for the media?
Yeah, probably a little bit. He's not gonna go out there and make no tackles, right? No exceptions. But obviously he's familiar, with coach. But at the end of the day, our guys got to go out there and execute. We've talked a little bit about it, but he doesn't have any more than what we can see on tape, if that makes sense. So it's great having him. He's done a tremendous job for us this season, and this game will be no different for him.
Patrick and then Ben.
Coach, what allowed Boo to play as productive as he was in the game last week, and how would you kind of describe his progression through the first half of his freshman season?
Yeah, it's about what you would expect as a freshman. There's a learning curve for him. There's been some really good highs. There's obviously been some lows, but the highs have been coming and coming and coming. So he's right where we hoped he would be. He's getting better every week. He's a tremendous talent. He wants to be great. He's working at it. We're all obviously really proud of the projection that he showed this weekend.
Ben.
Tim, it seemed like Ricky took a step forward this past weekend as well. What did you see from him, and then the quarterback or cornerback tandem in general? Seemed like Jamal had a really nice performance as well.
Yeah, honestly, those guys have been playing well all season. Obviously we're playing a lot of great, talented teams, and those guys are gonna make some plays. But I think if you just look at the total, body of work, Ricky has been, exactly what we hoped he would be. We talked to Nazim about Jamal and what he brings to the table, and I'm just really proud of those guys. They competed their tails off. And when you get in this league, that's what's expected for us to be able to play at the championship level. So we just, expect those guys to continue to grow in that area and continue to get better.
Go Vince, Adam, and Austin.
Could I ask you how it hits you losing Keenan Bealey and then everything involved with that and how the guys did in taking his place in that game?
Yeah, you guys know, man, that's devastating, for us, for a program. It's very rare that you find, a great kid, but also a great player, and he was having such a great season for us. He was a smart kid, he's a leader. My wife went to bed talking about him. She was crushed, and she woke up talking about it. So, he meant the world to us. He's just a tremendous kid, tremendous player. Great family. It hurts. To be quite honest. Because he put so much work into it. You wanted to see him, finish this thing on his terms. So, but the good news is, I know he's going to respond, and this kid's going to be a leader in the community. And I don't think his football days are over. He's that talented. So, we pray for him, pray for his family, and we wish him nothing but the best. I know he'll be with us and continue, being around the program. But yeah, it was extremely hurtful.
How'd you guys handle it when he went out during the game?
Yeah, I think as far as on the field, it's a little bit back to me at this point. T-Land's done a tremendous job for us, all season in his role, and obviously his role will continue to increase at this point. But all of the linebackers will. I don't think he'll be able to replace KP. I think it'll be a lot just by committee, and I think those guys are all up for the challenge.
Adam and then Austin.
Tim, when you look at the teams that have had some success keeping Jalen Milroe contained from running, does it look like that's accomplished more in terms of plan or execution? In other words, is that accomplished during game week or game day?
Well, I think it's just like anything, when you have a great player, you got to get used to it. You can't simulate that in practice, just his athleticism, his speed, his strength of his arm. It's just a lot of things that he brings to the table that's challenging for a defense. So I think, obviously when the game goes and we get a feel for, his speed and the way he moves around, we'll be able to settle in. But, he's definitely a great challenge for us. And, I know our kids are excited about the opportunity.
Who's the simulation of practice? Is it Navy?
Well, yes, it's a lot of them, but Navy's obviously a really good athlete for us, and he did a really good job for us today. But we're trying to move different guys there to try to, again, show it to us. But we don't have one of those guys on our team right now. They're not gonna let us, get our guy on that side. So that's all we got.
Austin, and then we'll go to Paige and Casey.
Tim, Christian Charles actually had a pretty good game the other night. I know he's been battling over the shoulder. Just kind of watch him persevere and push through and have some success. How good is that from a coaching standpoint, but also what's it taking for him to get to this point?
Man, you just talk about a tremendous worker, a positive kid. He's been through a lot. I'll be honest, I'm like a proud dad when I watch, this kid finally see some fruits of his labor. He's just a worker, and he started some games around here. People forget that. He started against LSU a couple years ago at corner for us, and he has battled a lot of injuries, but dropped his head, he's continued to fight. Yeah, he did. He had a tremendous game for us. You know, we wouldn't be able to win and play as well as we did, you know, without him. So I'm just super proud of him, and you know, like he said, like he'll be the first one to tell you he thinks the best football still to have.
Paige, Casey, and then Noah.
Ariel Carter, I feel like continues to have his best game the next game. What have you seen most from him that's allowed him to have the success on the field?
It's just the work, you know, behind the scenes. You know, he's a tireless worker. You know, just from the mental perspective, you know, just understanding how teams are gonna try to attack us. You know, not just in the run game, but even in the passing game. So, you know, nothing's by accident. You know, he's a poster child, but putting in the extra work, you know, mentally, and you're starting to see it show up week in and week out. So, you know, he's only a sophomore, true sophomore. You know, we would think the lights, I mean, the ceiling is extremely high for him, but we just love the direction he's headed right now.
Casey.
With Keenan out, do you know yet who will be taking over the in-helmet communication on the field?
Yeah, you know, we bouncing around anyway. You know, we haven't really made a concrete decision on that, you know, at this point, but, you know, I'm pretty sure it'll be by committee, you know, just based on who's in the game and, you know, what backers are in the game, so to speak, so.
What are the struggles of that with not being one consistent person?
I don't know that there is, you know, because we've kind of, you know, moved it around a ton. You know, we've played different linebackers all season. So we've had to, you know, move it around a little bit. You know, I think it's just, you know, what packages are we in to make sure the right guy has it on is probably the biggest issue. But Coach Edge and our staff have done a tremendous job making sure that, you know, one guy has it on and it's the right guy.
We'll do a few more. We'll go Noah, Brant, and we'll finish with Wes.
Coach, obviously I don't ever want to have an injury like Keenan had, but just given the spot that happened in the game, I mean, how much more of an idea do you have now of how those guys will handle, you know, him not being on the field, especially in a game that close?
Yeah, like I said, you can't replace him, his leadership and, you know, his overall God-gifted ability. I think it's just, like I said earlier, it's just a committee. You know, we try to put guys in the right spots to be successful. You know, how we call the game, you know, where we put them is always key. But, you know, we got a good feel for our guys. Like I said, T. Leonard's played a ton of ball, AC's played a ton of ball, and Jalen has played some ball for us. So we have some guys, and I'm very confident, you know, they'll be in and ready for the challenge. But, yeah, there is obviously another coming.
Brent.
You guys were terrific in the red zone defense on Saturday night. What made that so effective? And two, I think you've given up 2 4th-down conversions and 10 tries. Why have you guys been good in that area as well?
Yeah, I think as far as the red zone goes, you know, the guys are just straining. You know, whether you're in the big field, whether you're in the goal line, you know, we talk about putting the ball down and, you know, having a chance to play another snap. You know, and that's just a mentality thing. You know, as far as the 4th downs go, I think it's in that same ballpark. You know, if we're still playing, you know, 3rd down, 4th down, you know, we want to play as hard as we can, and you know, we want to try to out-execute people. So, you know, to me, it's just a hats off to our defense, and just how hard those guys play and how detailed they are, you know, in situational football.
And we'll finish with Wes.
Well, Brent just sort of asked my question, so I'll try to spin off it a little bit. Is there anything that from y'all for the red zone defense when the field's compressed, all the plays that are being made, is there a way to translate that to before things get to that point, or is that just is this defense just for whatever reason much better than the red zone?
Well, I like to think we just playing great defense, but you know, at the end of the day, yeah, you like for them not to be, you know, in the red zone, but you know, things happen, you know, in the course of the game. You know, I think the biggest issue is not panicking, you know, when you get put in those situations. Yeah, you know, it's been different years, you know, I've been in different places, and we've been outstanding in the red zone, you know, and obviously this place is no different, you know, so.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate you. Thank you.